The Childcare Action Council serves parents and providers in multiple counties of our state. They're working tirelessly to maintain their services for childcare providers during this crisis. Here to talk to us about the concerns in the childcare industry is Gary Burris, Executive Director of Childcare Action Council. Hi, Gary. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, it's great to be here. Thank you.
So, how's your work routine changed since the stay-home mandate was implemented?
Oh, things have changed dramatically. Our offices have been closed since the end of March, and our staff members are all working from home right now, supporting the child care workforce as well as doing our parent programs from home. We're finding that many of our coaches are having difficulty, in fact, keeping the regular office hours. They might get up early, work late into the evening, so we're having to make sure we have them be real careful about not working too many hours. The other thing that we're doing is we're using our website and our social media a lot more, Facebook, providing guidance, educational resources, activities for families, and that sort of thing.
Well, what are some services that you're providing to childcare providers and or the community while the state's going through these phased stages of reopening?
Yeah, one of our largest programs is a quality improvement program for the childcare industry. So we have coaches that go into the childcare facilities typically and do on-site coaching. So that's had to change dramatically. And in fact, the shift has been to support the COVID crisis. So we're doing a number of things. We're having weekly calls with the facilities, and we're tracking the who's open, who's closed. We're identifying how many slots they have available for different ages of children. And all that information goes into our family center so that parents have good access to information about who's open, who's closed. We're also providing more COVID-related support. So things like self-care, mental health, some ideas on curriculum, social emotional focused curriculum for the kids. They're going through a time of trauma in some ways, some more than others. And then the last thing that we're doing in that program is that we're checking for supply needs. So we've gotten some grants. We've been able to get bleach, sanitizer. At one point, everyone needed toilet paper. We're trying to get thermometers to the facility. So we're trying to deliver those all in a social distancing manner, dropping off on porches, that sort of thing. Some of our other programs, we do what's called infant-toddler consultation. So that's when you have a toddler whose behavior is creating problems in the classroom. So we should provide on-site support for that. Again, we're doing that with virtual coaching, whether it's through Zoom or through phone calls, supporting the providers. All of our training classes are professional development classes. We've been doing those online, so we made a big shift in that. And so far, it's been working very well. And then we have a program for preschool students. So it's called ECAP. It's a state preschool program. And what we've been doing is we've been putting packets together for parents. And as well, part of that program is ensuring that kids have lunches and snacks. We've been going around and once a week delivering 4 lunches, 4 snacks, and a weekly set of parent information out through our bus routes, and then sometimes individually stopping at families' homes. And then finally, we have some programs for parents. So our play groups, our home visiting, those pieces also we've been doing either through Zoom, through email, or through phone calls with families.
Oh, that sounds great. So how are you staying safe, and what are some of the protocols put in place for continuing programs in childcare facilities?
Yeah, so for our staff, as I mentioned, we're doing all of our work virtually. And we haven't had to, other than I think one time we had somebody who needed to go to a facility, but other than that, we've been all virtual work. But the childcare providers, of course, have the kids on site. And so they're trying to really be good about following protocols around sanitation. And you've got little kids. You're not going to be able to keep them apart, but you can do your best to keep these things clean and try to create as safe of an environment as possible.
And these childcare facilities are for people that are essential workers only, right? Or
well, not yeah. So childcare is open for everyone right now. I think the definition of essential worker gets pretty murky when you start thinking about who all needs to get to work, whether it's grocery stores or certainly healthcare and emergency services are part of what we call essential services. But I think there's a lot of folks who have to be at work. And if they don't have another care option, they have to use their childcare facilities. But what we're finding is that there are a lot of vacancies right now in childcare, even with the essential workers needing to be at work.
Oh, okay. I don't think a lot of people are aware of that. But, well, what are some of the concerns that childcare providers have? What are the challenges they're facing?
Yeah, so this is an industry really that is on the brink of collapse. And that was in some ways the case prior to COVID, but very much worse right now. The state government was given some funding from the federal government, and they put $29 million into grants to support the industry. But basically what you're seeing is when they're surveyed, somewhere between 20 and 50% of the industry thinks that they might go out of business in a very short amount of time. What's happening is that there are new guidelines from the state around the class sizes, very important for safety reasons, but that means that the tuition amount coming in each month is a lot less than it used to be. And the margins were razor thin previously, right? So you had a lot of businesses that were struggling to make it even before the crisis. Now they're having huge difficulty in making it. So while the grants were really important and helpful, they're not nearly enough, right? Maybe it covers 2 or 3 weeks of losses, or maybe a month, maybe 2 months, but not nearly enough to carry them through the pandemic. And so we're really hoping that both the state and federal level, as well as local governments, recognize just how important the childcare industry is to the success of our economy as a whole, and will step up and try to help out.
So did you guys have any events like this summer that you had to cancel or postpone?
Yeah, so some of our work we've been able to continue on in different ways, as I mentioned. So things like our training, and then all of our coaching work, and our work with a lot of parents. But we have had a few things we had to cancel. We have a yearly large conference that we hold in Aberdeen. We had to do all of that training virtually. Our reading program that is in a number of childcare centers where we circulate books, that one had to be canceled for the rest of the school year. And a big one is a shift. So I want to tell you about this. So we have an event called Swim Into Summer. And what Swim Into Summer is, it's a chance to learn about water safety and getting kids a chance to be in the water, learn some skills, a little bit of practice in floating, that sort of thing. Well, obviously, without being able to get together, we had to think about what could we do to help encourage water safety without having an opportunity for kids to get together at a pool. And so what we're doing in the month of June is we're doing a contest. We'll be putting up videos on our Facebook site, and then we'll be asking kids to submit their own videos about safety. And we'll have $50 gift cards available for weekly drawings, and then a grand prize of $250. And our presenting sponsor is Puget Sound Energy, so we want to thank them for supporting that, and all of our other folks who have been involved with this in the past. We hope to get back to a regular in-person event next year, but for this year, we're going to try to encourage that water safety through this virtual means. Drowning was the leading cause of death for kids 1 year old through, I think, 18, has been for a while. And so whatever we can do to support kids in learning to swim and being safe on the water is hugely important.
Well, how can people stay connected with you and get the latest information? How can they find out information about this contest you just spoke of?
Yeah, so a number of different ways. So we do have a Facebook page, and it's Childcare Action Council. Twitter, we have a Twitter feed, so CCAC_WA. And then our website will have information too, so www.ccawa.org. And then let me also leave you with a phone number. So if parents are looking to find childcare, there's a statewide referral hotline that they can call to find licensed childcare. And that's a 1-800 number. So it's 800-446-1114. And they'll find information about how to access that on our website as well. So if they didn't get the phone number, you can just go to our website and find that.
Okay, so the county, Thurston County, is about to enter into phase 2. How does that change things for you? What are your next stages of reopening into stage 2?
Yeah, let me talk about the providers themselves and their reopening, because that informs a lot of our work. Okay. So we had probably about 65% of the facilities staying open, or right around there. It changes on a daily basis. We track, as I mentioned, daily. So, but we're right around 65% staying open. We've seen a few more openings the last several weeks. And basically the struggles that the facilities had right at the beginning of the crisis, how do we and try to ensure kids are safe? The new folks coming on board have those same struggles, trying to set up their environment so it's as safe as possible, as clean as possible, doing more sanitizing, more cleaning. So we're just trying to provide the information that's needed for the workforce and the facilities to be able to operate as well as they can. Our staff themselves, we've found that the virtual work has been going pretty well for most of our work. So to the extent possible, we're going to keep doing that. If we get to a place where it seems safe, and that's a hard word to define, right? But trying to ensure there's at least some level of safety before we start bringing groups together. We would love to have our play groups meet in person again. We want to feel confident that there's a pretty minimal chance of exposure to the virus and transmission. So trying to figure out when that timing is. It's really hard to say, but we certainly take direction from the governor and from the CDC and look for those markers and the advice that comes from them.
Okay, excellent. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add before we let you go today?
I really appreciate the chance to talk with you all, and thank you so much.
Okay. Well, thanks, Gary. Thanks for all you do and important work there at the Child Care Action Council.
All right. Thank you, too.
To learn more about the organization's services and programs, go to their website at ccacwa.org or call 1-800-446-1114. That's all we have for you today. Tune in next time for more updates. Again, if you have any questions or suggestions for something we should cover, send an email to rkam@tcmedia.org. Stay home, stay updated with Thurston Community Media, and stay safe, Thurston County.